What is up, everybody? Eddie Soundhead back again in NASCAR Heat 2 with the 2018 update. And since the Advanced Auto Parts Clash at Daytona is today, we are going to hit up Daytona here for a 14-lap race, just sort of a condensed clash. We're going to do this. We're going to try and win. Shouldn't be too difficult, but we're going to give it our best here, starting from the back and just see how it goes for us. So I am loving this 2018 update. I've been playing quite a few races. I'm having a lot of fun with the Roval. So it's a lot of fun. And I figured, being that the Speed Weeks has officially begun with the events that took place yesterday, as well as the ARC race, which was crazy, and just a lot of waiting that took place during that race. But we are making our way up through here already, so I figured I'd jump into this race and I'd record it and do a little bit of voiceover on it. So we'll see how this goes here. 3 wide in the tri-oval. That tri-oval not so wide, so you gotta be careful with that. But up into 31st already after a lap. 14 laps doesn't seem like that long, but at Daytona that's actually a pretty decent amount of laps to do. So just gotta make our way through the field here. So yeah, like I said, I'm really enjoying this 2018 update. I know a lot of people are kind of skeptical about it because it's like, $10 for updated cars with like one scheme. A couple of cars have 2 schemes, but they're pretty much the same. Like I can think of Brendan Gaughan's basically has the same. And we are really flying through this pack. I have it on 97 difficulty, which it's not the hardest, obviously, but I didn't want to make it like so difficult that I wasn't even going to be able to get there in 14 laps. But back to what I was saying about the 2018 update. I like it a lot. I'm enjoying it. It's worth it for me. Like I said in the last video where I did my first race at the Roval, or one of my first races at the Roval. It's more of just kind of a thing to hold us all over until the next game. NASCAR E3, I assume, is what it's going to be called. So it's a lot of fun. I enjoy it. The Roval's cool. And you get the beautiful Camaro, which I could just not keep my hands off of these Camaros. They are so gorgeous. Especially William Byron's, which is up here right in front of me. And the Alex Bowman one that I'm driving right now, not bad either. So up into the top 20 already, up into 18th. And one thing you might have noticed, obviously the quality's gone up. The video is in 4K. That means that the PC version of the update has been fixed. Thanks to the great folks at 704 Games. They got on fixing that one pretty fast, so no big deal there. All good. And we are making our way to the outside of Paul Menard there. Not Ryan Blaney anymore. Oh, Joey Logano tapped that outside wall. I had to jump out of it. And Almirola is pushing me down to the bottom of the track. Come on, Almirola. We're underneath him. That's a good-looking car, too. I like the way that new Smithfield car looks on the 10. So just starting to get associated with everybody's new numbers and colors, if you will. And watching practice on TV yesterday was, man, that was nice to finally see some race cars on track doing stuff. Yeah, it was good. The ARCA race was pretty good race, I would say. There were a lot of accidents and a lot of like red flag time, a lot of downtime. I'm not sure how I feel about the 1-lap shootout. It's kind of cool that it ends under checker, but that 1 lap, they don't even get all the way up to speed, so might be a slight issue with that, but. And the actual finish of the race was kind of stupid, I guess you would say, because one guy, what was it, Michael Self, something Self. It was one of the Self brothers. I think they're brothers anyway, because I know there's Austin. Was it Austin? Because there's Austin Wayne Self in the Truck Series. I think it's Michael Self in the ARCA series. One of the Self people, somebody whose last name is Self, won the race. And just got a huge jump on the last restart, and that was all she wrote. So nobody even got a chance to check it or catch him, because they were side drafting each other for whatever reason. If they would have got single file, they might have had something for him, but they did not. Kind of like the clash last year with Bowman and Kyle Busch. So I'm not going to go 3 wide here. And I kind of like the outside, because then you get that big runoff and the exit of the corners. And the draft is huge, as you can tell by the way that I'm already inside the top 10. The draft is just major, so got to stay in that draft. And I'm looking forward to the clash today. Brad Keselowski started at the back, so it's going to be really fun to watch him come up through the front. He's got Blaney back there with him, so I'm sure those guys will team up to get back to the front. Kind of like Brad did last year. He came up through the front come up through the pack pretty late there and almost had it won, but Denny Hamlin, he went for some real estate that was occupied, and Brad got collected in that, and then Joey Logano got through it to win. So it'll be interesting to see who starts the season off with a exhibition victory, and I'm in the wall. That's a little bit too high. And I'm going to cut down here in front of Almirola and get back in this draft with Bain here. So I want to avoid doing that anymore if I can, as we are halfway through the race. It's moving pretty fast. And you might notice that I'm like hitting the brakes when I get up to some of these guys. I'm trying not to slam into anybody, because I don't want to damage the front end of the car or anything else like that. So I'm trying to keep this car as spotless as possible. I'm failing to do that when I slam the wall for an entire corner. Bane's going to block me here. I'm going to look at his outside, but everybody's kind of singled up on the inside. Chase is going to give me a little bit of a draft here, and it's weird seeing him in the 9, but it looks good. I'm not sure how I feel about that Napa car, but his Mountain Dew car that he's running in the Clash is gorgeous. That car is stupid pretty. And we've got... Here we get to the inside of Bane, and I like that black car that he's got this year. There's a lot of good-looking cars this year. This is some of the better paint schemes I've seen. I didn't like Jimmy Johnson's car at first, but it's really grown on me too. I don't think I've passed him yet. I might have, and I maybe wasn't paying attention. You know, I think I did, because I don't see him up in front of me, so he must have been behind us somewhere. And it looks like way up there, Denny Hamlin and Brad are battling. Had to let out of it there. Chase Elliott kind of checked up and got into the wall. But it looks like Kyle Busch is up there too. Well, Chase, will you stop brake checking me, bud? It looks like Larson's up there, and these Camaros, man, I just can't get over them. They are one of the best, probably the best looking Gen 6 car that we've had yet that's actually been on the racetrack. As a tear goes down my cheek, I ripped Dodge. Oh, that Charger would have been glorious, but it is what it is. So up into the top 5 now with 5 laps to go. Larson, oh man, I squeezed Chase Elliott to that outside. That was not good. Got loose but held on to it. Oh, clipped that apron. Don't want to do that. Kills your momentum. So we've got no drafting help in front of us. Just gonna get up here to Chase Elliott. In real life, obviously, he'd be side drafting the crap out of me, and now he kind of is, but we're gonna just kind of hang it outside. I really should get in the draft of Larson, but I want to get the run off and maybe get him in the trial if I can. And we'll do his outside, and it looks like we'll get there. So that'll be 4 laps to go now. Get to outside of Larson and clear him. So enjoying this a lot. So let's see here. We got Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin, Brad Keselowski. Well, that opposite order, Brad Keselowski, then Denny Hamlin. Brad looks low on Hamlin. Looks like he might have a car length underneath him there. Maybe not. He's going to kind of file back a little bit side by side with Kyle Busch now. Just kind of trying to get that little bit of draft off of Kyle Busch and use that high line to get a run off of turn 4. And we're starting to catch these guys as we'll come across for 3 laps to go. Getting them 46 lap times. That's pretty good. So note to self, maybe I'll turn the difficulty up a little bit on the next long race I do here at Daytona, because I'll do one for the Daytona 500 as well, as I did last year, although I did that one after the actual race. Maybe I'll do this one before it this year. So we have caught this pack of 3 cars that broke away, kind of old school style, when they used to break away back in the day in like the early to mid 2000s, when you get a little pack of cars out front behind, and then the pack would be behind them. So coming to 2 laps to go here, I might be able to get to the outside of Kyle Busch. I'm just going to fall back in line here, try and get some draft, because I'm getting no help out here. I'm going to try his inside, do a little crossover move, but I barely got underneath him. He was thinking about coming down on me, but he didn't. So good for us. Got to stay away from that apron. Got Brad Keselowski in our draft here now, so we will try and push him up in front. And I think Keselowski's going to have a good shot at the Daytona 500 this year. And man, do I hope he wins it. He needs to, as good as he is at the play tracks, he needs to add the 500 to his resume, because that is just a huge race. And as a diehard Keselowski fan, I would just love it. I hope Eric Jones does well too, though. So those are the two guys I'm rooting for this year. Who do you guys think is going to win? Let me know in the comments. So we got side by side here with Hamlin. Somebody was coming out of the pits down there. I wasn't even looking at who it was. So getting up here, pushing Brad out front. If I can clear Hamlin, I'd feel a lot more confident in being able to pass Brad. Let's get Hamlin off the corner, and we do. I was pretty close to clearing, but we did it. So now I'm pushing Brad down the backstretch here. I'll try and wait till the last second to pull out so we can get that best run. And I think I hope I didn't just give it away there. I pulled out of his draft and lost some ground. Oh, I tried to do. All right, now I think I've actually blown it. Oh no. Get in the draft. We still got a little bit to go here. We're getting a good draft. I'm going to pull to that inside lane here. Oh, I think we're going to get him, guys. Yes. Yeah. That was awesome. That was a close finish. I started to get a little nervous there at the end, so good stuff. Well, thanks for watching, guys, and enjoy the clash. I'll see you later.